great state of Texas. Amen. You know, it's about time we had somebody from Texas who really could look at us, speak to us, tell the truth about powerful people, and Matt Gonzalez certainly has done that. Amen?
Amen.
That was as clear as it's come from a speaker's rostrum in my experience in the last weeks since this emergency began. And now the man who chose Matt and chooses all of us, the man who has been speaking so articulately as this falseness in our culture, in our economy, in our language, like a giant tsunami of advertising swept into us. He was there saying, this is what's happening.
That's it.
The government is this corrupt.
Yeah.
It is really about this two-party system. They must not continue. And through thick and thin, and through the wavering loyalties of some of us, Ralph Nader has stayed the course. And we're glad he did. And he's here again to talk to us now. Ralph, hallelujah! Ralph Nader! Come on, Ralph.
Thank you very much, Reverend Billy. Thank all the previous speakers, Matt Gonzalez, Reverend Jay, Carl Mayer. Thank the music, and thank for you, all of you coming out. You're clearly in the vanguard of what's more to come. The American people, regardless of their political background, are very angry. They're right to be angry. This is a historic calamity on Wall Street, and something will be done about it. The Nader-Gonzalez campaign has been in the vanguard for many years to hold corporations accountable to their workers, to their shareholders, to the environment, to their community, and to the rule of law. That is a very, very high threshold for these corporations who, in their lust for power, have to control government in order to make government their lender and bailer out of last resort and turn the government against the necessities of the people. We gather here today not as the metaphor has it, just as the representative of Main Street against Wall Street, but as the representatives of Elm Street, the homeowners, the people who do the work in this country, the people who don't push paper and try to make money out of money, out of money, out of money, and ever more abstract financial speculation, but the people who actually work every day to produce the needs and necessities and wants of the American people. What we are witnessing here is something that almost is never phrased this way, and that is the corporate destruction of capitalism. Sounds almost contradictory, doesn't it? I'll explain it in a moment. But what we have seen is the collapse of corporate capitalism on the backs of taxpayers. Today's taxpayers and tomorrow's taxpayers, our children and grandchildren. The condition in the real economy, where people have to try to make ends meet, is very dire indeed, and it's going to get worse because there are no bailouts for the working people of this country. Just bailouts for the speculative corporations in this country. Workers are now slipping behind. 80% of the workers in this country make less wages than workers made in 1973, adjusted for inflation, even though worker productivity has doubled since 1968. The federal minimum wage is $6.55. If it was adjusted for inflation from 1968 to now, it would be $10 an hour. In other words, even though the worker productivity is doubled, the minimum wage is less now than it was in 1968 by $3.55. Senator Obama and Senator McCain don't have a program for a living wage. They don't have a program for corporate accountability. They don't have a program to repeal the Taft-Hartley Act of 1947 and let workers form their own trade unions so they can collectively bargain against these giant corporations. Those three so-called debates were nothing more than a massive language of avoidance. They avoided the central issue of politics in America, which is the concentration of corporate power over our entire country, our society. That is the central issue of politics. Power. Who has it? Who doesn't? Who should have it? We should have less of it. 47 million people don't have health insurance. Another 50 million underinsured. People are in deeper debt than ever before. The national debt is reaching